Welcome back to After the Whistle. When we last checked in with Danny Kittner, he was prepping for the draft in hopes of making a roster as one of the top wide receivers in Division II. And while that hasn't come to fruition yet, his time overseas in Europe might have garnered some respect. I got a chance to talk with him this week. Take a look. Danny Kittner, thank you for joining me once again on After the Whistle. Appreciate you taking the time with me.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. It's good to see you. Good to be back on here.
Yeah, good to hear from you after being over in Europe. I know you had a fantastic time out there in Finland in more ways than one with continuing your football career. First of all, how does it feel to be stateside again and back here in the United States?
Yeah, it was it feels good. I'm glad I got back over here safely, and it was definitely a great time over there. But I definitely missed it over in the U.S. and just kind of getting adjusted back into the time zone here and just getting settled in now back at home again.
How did this come upon you for the summer?
Yeah, definitely. It was a great opportunity and experience of a lifetime, and I'm grateful for it that I got it. But yeah, after the Bears mini camp, NFL side of things, it's a business, and so after not then sticking around with the Bears, coming home, I was still training, still kind of seeing what was next. There were some talks with some CFL teams, and the Alouettes for the CFL they were pretty interested, and that was a possibility. That never ended up going all the way through, and then I kind of then for a little bit it was kind of dead, wasn't really hearing much. And then for a little bit there, I almost was kind of like on the verge of, okay, like am I gonna be done with football? Like is that gonna be it? Like am I on to the next stage of life? Type thing. And but I wasn't fully wanting to be done yet. I knew that I could still play, and I wanted to still push for that. Getting back into the NFL and getting into the leagues here, and still playing football and doing what I love. And so yeah, about mid-June, there was a couple teams from overseas that hit me up, and one of them was the Helsinki Roosters, which is from Finland. And ultimately it was that was like the best opportunity to go there. And they had started their season, so they were already 4 games in. And yeah, so after kind of looking over and talking to my family and seeing kind of all the options, I ultimately decided to head over there and go play in Finland.
What does it prove to you that you spotted everybody else 4 games and yet you still led the league in this receiving?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been blessed with abilities to play football at a high level, and I believe that I can play at a high level still. And that's ultimately why I was like, okay, this opportunity is to go over here, play football at a professional level overseas, and then get more film and have more experience to then come back over here. And the ultimate goal is to then play in the NFL, see if like leagues over here, because that's just closer to home. It's the bigger leagues, and where I feel that the competition is best and where I feel that I can play. And so yeah, to go over there and do that, that's just kind of it speaks for itself with all the hard work that I put in and just preparation and knowing the game and knowing that I can play.
The tape's out there now for what you did there. So, I have to bring it up. I saw you tweet right after the Chiefs game, hey, I'm available, after what they did with their wide receiver performance
Right.
against the Lions. But, stuff like that, motivating yourself and putting yourself out there, where does that come from for you? Obviously your dream of playing the NFL, but, to have a little fun with it as well, knowing that the NFL could use you at any point.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just something that I, kind of just going through my whole life, and just this story of being the underdog, being underrated and kind of overlooked. It's just that motivation just built naturally. And I mean, I love it that way, and it just adds more fuel to the fire. And so, yeah, I mean, after the Chiefs game, I just was like letting them know, obviously not, they probably aren't going to see it, but just, who knows, and letting them know that I know that I can play at that level, and just hopefully I can get an opportunity to actually, go prove that again.
For you, what are these next few months about for you as a player? How are you staying mentally in it, knowing that a call could come at some point, either in the CFL or, you hope for the NFL as well? How do you stay mentally in it during this time?
Really, it's just kind of like get back to training, stay in football shape, stay at my level of fitness that I like to be at, and then also getting my film from where I was just at, getting it out to the leagues, talking to my agent, and just really pushing that. And then from there, it's just a waiting game, and hopefully draw some interest from a team, and whether that's CFL, NFL, XFL, USFL, any of those. The ultimate goal is the NFL, but all those other 3 are very competitive leagues, and you can use those to then get into the NFL because they work as almost feeders, and it's just obviously the competition there is where I want to play at and where I feel that I can play at.
Well, good stuff. I appreciate you taking the time for me.
Yeah.
And I thank you for being on the show.
Stay with us. More After the Whistle is next.